Why you can't control your thoughts, and Buddha's way to fix it. 1. When the mind is not yours. There are days when you sit still, but your mind does not. It runs back to the past, where memories bring regret. It rushes into the future, filled with anxiety and uncertainty. And sometimes it creates negative thoughts for no clear reason. You didn't invite them, but they still come. You don't want to think about them, but they keep repeating. Anger, jealousy, resentment, desire, comparison. All of it forms an invisible loop, pulling you away from your natural peace. What is truly frightening is not that negative thoughts appear, but the feeling of helplessness when you cannot control them. You begin to ask yourself, why am I thinking like this? Why can't I stop? Is there a way to control my mind? The answer is yes. But before you can control your mind, you need to understand a simple yet profound truth. The mind is not you. It is only a tool, but you have forgotten how to use it. 2. The true nature of the mind. The human mind has a very unique tendency. It is drawn toward negativity. This is not your fault. This is its natural design. The mind constantly searches for danger, problems, mistakes, threats. Because in the past, this helped humans survive. But in the modern world, this mechanism causes overthinking, negative thinking, strong emotional reactions, and the loss of inner peace. You can have a good day, but just one small thing goes wrong, and the mind magnifies it 10 times. That's why you quickly forget a compliment, but remember a criticism all day. Not because you are weak, but because your mind is programmed that way. But the important thing is, you can retrain your mind. 3. The prerequisite, awareness. Before any method, there is one thing you must clearly understand. You cannot control what you are not aware of. Most people live on autopilot, thinking without knowing they are thinking, reacting without realizing it. Emotions arise, and they get carried away. Awareness is the first step. When you begin to notice, oh, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling jealous, I'm having a negative thought. In that very moment, something powerful happens. You separate from the thought. You are no longer the thought. You become the observer of it. And once you can observe, you begin to have a choice. 4. The Buddha's 5-step method. This is not a quick fix. It is a training process. Each step takes you deeper into control. Step 1. Shift your thoughts. When you notice a negative thought, don't try to fight it immediately. Instead, redirect it, like when you are in a dark room. You don't need to fight the darkness. You just turn on the light. Bring your mind to a good memory, a kind action you've done, a moment of gratitude. Why does this work? Because the mind cannot focus on two opposite states at once. When you nourish positive thoughts, negative ones begin to weaken. Step 2. See the consequences. If step 1 isn't strong enough, go deeper. Ask yourself, if I keep thinking like this, what will happen? Will this make me better? Will this hurt others? Imagine. A small anger right-pointing arrow can turn into destructive action. Jealousy right-pointing arrow can ruin a relationship. A negative thought right-pointing arrow can destroy your entire day. When you clearly see the consequences, the mind naturally wants to avoid it. Step 3. Stop feeding the thought. This step is simple but powerful. Do not give attention to negative thoughts. Everything in the mind follows one rule. What you focus on right-pointing arrow grows. If you replay the situation again and again, imagine past events, repeat the story in your head, you are feeding that thought. Instead, see it, know it, but don't follow it, like a cloud passing through the sky. Don't hold it, don't chase it, just let it pass. Step 4. Calm the mind. When the mind is overwhelmed, You cannot think clearly. At this moment, what you need is not control, but calmness. Return to gentle states, compassion, gratitude, love. You can think about someone you care about. Remember what you already have, or simply slow down your breathing. When the mind becomes soft, negative thoughts have nothing to cling to. Step 5. Strong will, advanced. This is the final step, and not everyone should use it immediately. It requires high awareness, mental discipline, long-term practice. At this stage, you firmly say no to negative thoughts. No compromise, no permission. But if you are not stable enough, forcing the mind can make it resist even more. So, master the first 4 steps before using this one. 5. The truth about practice. Nothing happens instantly. You will forget to practice, get carried away by thoughts, fail many times. But that is not failure. That is the process. Like training at the gym, but for your mind. Every time you become aware in return, you are becoming stronger. 6. Loneliness, curse or gift. Many people are afraid of being alone. They say, I feel lonely. I can't stand being by myself. But the truth is, loneliness is not the problem. How you use it is the problem. Loneliness can be a space where negative thoughts grow, or an opportunity to understand yourself. 7. Energy cannot be destroyed. Negative emotions are like energy. You cannot delete them, force them to disappear, but you can transform them. For example, anger, right pointing arrow, motivation for change. Loneliness, right pointing arrow, time for self-growth. Failure, right pointing arrow, lessons. 8. The power of purpose. One of the biggest reasons people feel negative is they have no clear goal. When you have nothing to focus on, the mind creates problems. Negative thoughts fill the emptiness. But when you have purpose, you have direction, you have meaning, you have motivation. 9. The lesson of the middle path. There are 2 extremes in life. Overindulgence, extreme self-denial. Neither leads to peace. The right path is the middle way, balance. Balance between material and spiritual life, action and rest, ambition and acceptance. 10. Daily practice. You don't need to do anything big. Just start with 15 minutes a day. Sit still. No phone. No entertainment. Just you and your mind. At first, it will be difficult, but gradually, you will learn to observe, understand, and master it. 11. Conclusion. Master yourself. In the end, the goal is not to completely eliminate negative thoughts. The goal is to not let them control you. When you achieve that, you no longer react impulsively. You are no longer dragged by emotions. You become calm, clear, and free. The mind is no longer your enemy. It becomes a powerful tool. And then, peace is no longer something you search for. It becomes your natural state.
Thank you for watching until the end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to watch more interesting videos.